Damon Payne, the time is here. The people want to know. Tell the world, will you be playing college football?
All right. At this time, I'll be committing to University of Alabama.
Congratulations, Darren. Congratulations. That red looks good on you, my man. What was it about Alabama that stood out to you above some of these other schools on your list?
Can you repeat that for me?
Yes, absolutely. I was saying congratulations to you. That red looks good on you. What is it about Alabama that stood out to you above some of these other schools on your list?
It felt like home. There's no place like it. It felt like the greatest place on earth to me.
What about it? Was it the atmosphere? Was it some of the guys you met, or just campus? What felt so homely about Tuscaloosa?
Everything stood out in all aspects. I knew I wanted to go for a long time. And I felt like it was time to make my decision. I cannot hear.
It's all right. Hey, it's live TV. We know your family's excited, and so are you. What is it about playing under Coach Saban that excites you and the legacy of the Alabama football program?
I feel like I'm playing for the greatest, got a chance to play for the greatest university out right now. I feel like I have a chance to make a lot of opportunities for myself, do a lot of great things in the future.
What about your expectations for your role in that Alabama defense once you do get involved in their system?
Expectations, just to work as hard as I can, make things happen for myself, and just not for myself, but for all the people around me as well.
There's definitely a high standard there, and I know this has really been probably an odd recruiting period because of everything going on, but what has it been like for you going through a recruiting process during a pandemic, and do you have a favorite part about this process?
Going through this process during the pandemic has definitely been different than the years before. You can't just say, hey, coach, can you take me here? Can we go visit here? And nothing like that. You just all communication got to be online, a whole bunch of calls all day. But it's been pretty fun as well.
Do you have a favorite moment that maybe stood out to you about maybe with Alabama or just some kind of wonky experience with another school?
Favorite part is going up there, seeing a place that I've never seen before. It's just, hey, I get to hop on a bus with all my coach and my teammates. We just go get to see everything. It's an amazing experience. My favorite part has just been going to the schools in general, seeing what opportunities I can make for myself.
We love it. For all those Crimson Tide fans across the country, what will they be getting on and off the field from you, Damon Payne, once you arrive in Tuscaloosa?
What do they expect from me? I expect a lot of hard work, a lot of fun, just a lot of good times in general.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Damon, and absolutely congratulations on committing to the University of Alabama football. Well, there you have it, the top-ranked defensive tackle in the class of 2021 committing to Alabama right here on CBS Sports HQ. For reaction now, let's bring in our experts, Zach Poff and Steve Voltfong. Steve, I want to start with you again here. What kind of player did the Crimson Tide just get in Damon Payne?
Alabama adds the #1 defensive tackle to the nation's #2 recruiting class, Damon Payne, one of the quickest, most relentless players at the point of attack. There isn't a player in high school football that I think's played more snaps than Damon Payne, who only comes off the field for kickoff and kickoff return. He's been a 3-year starter on the offensive line and the defensive line, plays across the entire front and defensive tackle, nose tackle, extremely quick, a twitchy athlete, and a cerebral football player. A big-time pickup for Alabama as they add him to a class that also includes elite edge rusher Dallas Turner. So they're really shoring up the point of attack this cycle with Payne and Dallas Turner. And You have Damon Payne coming in on the heels of Tim Anderson, a 5-star defensive tackle in last year's class. I think those two are going to wreak a lot of havoc for Alabama up front in the middle for years to come.
Yeah, I feel like Alabama's that fast kid at the race that gives everyone a 10-yard head start, and they still find a way to win the race. I mean, you just look at what they've done in July. Payne is the 7th guy they've had recruit in just this month alone. You know, Steve brought up Dallas Turner. He started it off in early July, a 4-star, you know, close to being a 5-star edge rusher, now at St. Thomas Aquinas. They just got the Brockermeyer twins on the offensive line. And then Kendrick Blackshire, a linebacker, a 4-star guy from Duncanville High School. So you just look what Nick Saban's doing. Alabama shot up to number 2. And them and Ohio State are the only 2 schools right now to have at least 4 5-star prospects. And I can't wait to see what Damon Payne does. I expect him to go there and do big-time things. I mean, you just look at what Alabama has done with defensive line prospects. You know, Saban's really turned them out to be, you know, first-round selections. And I would expect the same for Damon Payne once he gets to the SEC power.
That's exactly it. I mean, Alabama's always been known for having big-time playmakers really on both sides of the ball. So, Zach, how quickly should we expect an impact from Damon once he joins the Crimson Tide?
Yeah, you know, the nice thing going to Alabama is you're not in any rush to play, you know, as a true freshman. But I feel like he can come in and make an impact, you know, especially get some playing time. You know, Alabama, they're usually up big on a lot of opponents. So that'll mean a lot of playing time as a true freshman for a guy like Damon Payne. And even if he's asked to play in you know, important roles, I could see him come in and do that. I mean, you just watch his tape in high school. He's been a guy that's, you know, had D1 offers since even before he started high school for a reason. Damon Payne is the real deal, and I expect him to do big-time things at Alabama. A guy I compare him to would be a Quinnen Williams type, where we saw him get to Alabama and just dominate, and he ended up being the number 3 pick in the NFL draft. I could see the kind of same roadmap for Mr. Payne, too.
I think this is just a tough, hard-nosed kid from Detroit that's going to come to Tuscaloosa with the right mentality and do all the right things and push that defensive tackle room immediately. And when his number's called, he's a guy that I think will be college ready, depending on how many snaps he's given remains to be seen. But he'll have the right mindset to compete hard and fit that mentality that Nick Saban and his staff are looking for on the trail. And I do think that he has instant impact ability, but like Zach said, Alabama's not always the quickest place to have an instant impact, but they reload every year with guys like Damon Payne, and when his number's called, he'll be one of the best in college football.
Definitely a guy we'll be looking for. Thanks, Steve and Zach, for the time and insight.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.